welcome to the after show of Around the Table. We just got done talking about cockroach milk, which, if you want to learn more about that, go watch the episode. Now we're talking about something that is based off of what the original topic for the first episode was going to be. It was originally going to be Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars. And according to one man who will right now remain unnamed, because I have found out that even just saying this guy's name can actually get me sued and get this taken down. Lord of the Rings evidently wins because Star Wars will make your kids turn gay.
Suddenly it's not looking like such a bad thing that my recorder shit out.
Yeah. Speaking on that, we actually recorded this, and I mentioned the guy's name, and then I did a little bit of research. Yeah, some of the stuff we said was pretty inflammatory, so it's pretty good that that's lost the amount of time.
It's out there somewhere, we just don't know how to access it, and it's okay for it to stay that way now.
Yeah, one good thing, though, it is not on the internet, because as you know, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet.
It doesn't disappear. It does not go away.
But going back to Star Wars turning your kids gay, we all know that there is a gay agenda that is trying to corrupt our children. But it was going on long before movies like Frozen and other Disney films sent these terrible messages
Mind
to
you,
our
this
kids.
is a quote, not his actual opinion.
Yeah, my opinion is if your kid's gay, free bird the fabulous motherfucker. I have no tinfoil hat on. This is real. You know, that old standby for anyone with any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracy theory? Mm-hmm. I'm not crazy. This is real. This is real. Yeah. Please follow along because Star Wars is the worst offender ever. This guy has obviously never seen a John Waters film.
Not to mention Hostel or I Spit on Your Grave.
Let's not talk about Hostel. Some of us are top owners. What?
Who said that?
Not only do they send disgusting messages of homosexuality, among other sins, it's a film series that doesn't stop and continues to target kids more than 35 years since its original release. Right now, that is the only realistic thing that this
individual
thing has mentioned. Well, no, I'm saying thing because I'm only reading this from what is presented to me. Star Wars is in fact over 35 years old. However, multitudes of scientific tests have found that subliminal messaging and subversive messaging has no effect, and in fact can actually lead you in the opposite direction. We're looking at you, Dare program.
As I sit here with a beer in my hand.
Yeah. Let's count the ways. Number one, all of the lightsaber fights. Could anything be more phallic? Clearly, George Lucas's intent with this was to have little boys want to swing their willies at each other as a way of having their own lightsaber battles. I literally don't know anyone who thought of their dick when they were looking at a lightsaber.
Because, I mean, you think about it, you see all the flashy cinematics and all the choreography for the lightsaber battles in the more modern Star Wars films. But in the older ones, they were much slower and more methodical. They were actually based off of kendo-style fighting from samurai. So it has absolutely nothing to do with little boys swinging their dicks around. It's actual honorable combat between two warriors.
And then here's another part that just kind of shows me that this person has no idea what they're talking about. If these great warriors really wanted to kill the enemy, they would have used their guns. Even in the original trilogy, it was shown that these guys are so Force-attuned. These Jedi and the Sith are so Force-attuned. If you shoot them with a blaster, they deflect it.
It's not going to work.
Like nothing. Yeah. So, I'm going to give the edge here to the lightsaber. The lightsabers were to send a message. Yeah, that message being lightsabers are freaking awesome.
I mean, who has seriously watched any Star Wars movie and not wanted a lightsaber? Is there anyone out there? No, didn't think so.
Obviously this person, because he watched them and was like, that's a dick!
However, I'm not going to look past the
Um,
fact that there are, in fact, glow-in-the-dark condoms. Do with that information what you will.
Yeah. Also, the penis is commonly referred to as a gentleman's sword, so I see where this leap of logic has come
Okay,
from. But
but
number two,
it's still a
Luke's-
reach.
Yeah, I mean Luke Skywalker is different than everyone else, but that's okay. We need to stop sending messages. We need to stop sending message to kids that it's okay to not be the same. So this guy is saying, first off, that he has horrible grammar. Second off, that everyone has to be exactly the same. So this guy is one of those go with the flow conformity thinkers. But I'm betting that anytime this guy sends a resume, I'm a unique individual with a unique way of thinking. Well, we have proof that you're not.
In fact, we have you on record saying that it is bad to be a unique individual.
Yeah, because anytime you aren't the same or special some way, remember, this is an exact quote from this person, it's Hollywood's way of saying it's alright to be gay. So being different is just gay. Like, if you're different, you're gay.
So, just like,
Luke knows
you know, not everybody out there is a big reader. Most people like their TV shows and video games and all that, which, again, I'm not against. But I sit here looking at my bookshelves in my apartment as they bend under all the weight. And I'm like, okay, so I like to read. This makes me gay, then? Is that what I'm getting here? Cool. Okay, books make you gay, too. Awesome. Everything makes you gay. Don't touch anything.
He goes on to say Luke knows he is different, but ultimately accepts who he is. Gross. So being okay with yourself is gross. You have to hate who you are as a person to not be gross. And then we get to the third reason, which I think there was like 4 minutes of uninterrupted laughter from your end the first time I said this. The movie promotes bestiality.
Yes. This is glorious. Because, just because they're really good friends and they know each other really well and they've hung out for a long time, Han and Chewbacca have been boning each other.
If there is anything worse than being gay, it's being gay with an animal. So this guy's saying the only way you could do bestiality is if it's with the same sex animal as you. The relationship between Han Solo and Chewbacca is way too unnatural and smells of the devil's work. I'd like to point out that Chewbacca was based off of George Lucas's dog and Han Solo was based off of his son. I believe I got that right. His son or a good friend. I think it's a mixture of both. So the Han Solo Chewbacca thing is based off of the relationship between
a boy and his dog,
a child and a dog.
Which is,
I don't see any.
Like, have you seen? Pretty much 90% of all animal-based movies. It's about a boy and his dog. So.
Oh, and spoiler alert: the dog dies at the end of Marley and Me.
It's been a few years. I think we've all gotten that one out of the way.
Dude, people are still complaining that there are spoilers for Citizen Kane.
You're joking.
No. Which, I want to go on record, my personal opinion, Citizen Kane is the greatest movie of all time.
I don't know, man. Deadpool was pretty good.
Yeah, but come on, Anyway, going on, and while we are talking about that Wookiee, am I the only one who noticed in The Empire Strikes Back that Lando seemed very jealous of the relationship that he had with Han Solo? There was definitely sexual tension. Now, I may be reading in a little bit too far to this, but I didn't notice this before, but it just kind of popped out to me. Lando Calrissian is played by a black dude.
Mm-hmm.
This guy hates the fact that Lando Calrissian seems to share some sexual tension that doesn't exist in the movies. It looks like right now, because he goes on to mention C-3PO, Jar Jar Binks, Jabba the Hutt, which the Jabba the Hutt line is hilarious. Mentions Jar Jar Binks, C-3PO, Jabba the Hutt, and Yoda. This guy only seems to cherry pick from everyone that's different. And he mentions the only two people that he mentions, the only three characters that he mentions are Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Lando Calrissian.
Just regular human people.
Yeah, those are the only three that he mentions. But I noticed that specifically one of them is black.
Another one he says
Which is kind of
gay, and the third one he says is having sex with, well, a Wookiee.
an animal. Yeah, and Lando Calrissian wishes that he was getting spit roasted by Han and Chewie.
Woo!
Okay, moving on. C-3PO is way too effeminate. It's a fucking robot. And when Lucas saw how taken kids were to him, he doubled down on the gay message and introduced Jar Jar Binks, widely considered the worst character in the series, and made him so gay and so out of place that his plan backfired as true Star Wars saw through this and became angry that he was a character at all. Score one for the good guys.
Okay. Jar Jar, he's a ridiculous character, and yeah, I know there's the whole theory about him being the Sith Lord, but the way they played him up with just being the big moron of the show, it was way too out of place, and that's why everybody hated him.
Yeah, like, I think if that twist would have came, and I think that was the original idea, but like you said, I think they pushed Jar Jar too far into the realm of idiot. Because if you notice, in the second of the prequel trilogies, Jar Jar is a lot more calm, self-contained, and dignified. Whereas when he was first introduced to us, it was, "Oh, look at me, me's a Jar Jar Binks." I do a horrible Jar Jar impression, and I'm very proud of that, okay? I'm very proud that I do not have a good Jar Jar Binks impression. But the Jabba the Hutt line.
Oh, here we go.
This is all in bold, so I imagine that when this guy was writing it, he's like looming over his keyboard, just hammering the
Drum
keys.
roll, please.
Jabba the Hutt, rumor has it that he's a transvestite.
And that's it. That is it.
I'd like-
That is the only thing he has to say about that.
That's it. I'd like to point out that Jabba the Hutt is based off of slugs, and slugs are hermaphrodites, and they shoot love darts.
Yeah, give me a couple minutes. I can start shooting love darts too. I mean, that's nothing special.
But he goes on to say, in more subtle ways, the movie provides homosexuals with lines that they can use on other homosexuals to seduce them. Some of these are funny, but if they seduce you, I think there's more going on. These lines are, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" First off, being short, if someone's like, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" That's a dick punch.
Yeah, that's not exactly something that's got me on my hands and knees begging for you to take me to the bedroom. I'm not a tall guy, but if you sit there and blatantly just outright, "Hey, you're fucking short," yeah, no, pass.
Yeah. Second one, "You came in that thing? You're braver than I thought." That's not a gender-specific thing. Like, there are girls and guys you could look at to where you're like, "Really, dude? Or chick? You hit that?" I mean...
Guilty.
But what's amazing is I think we all kind of have an Uggo story. And I know I am a couple people's Uggo stories, but I think we've all got an Uggo story. And this guy seems like he is everyone's Uggo story. "Get in there, you big furry oaf." This next line is just hilarious across the board. Luke, at that speed, do you think you'll be able to pull out in time?
Yeah, considering all the pull-out jokes and memes on the internet nowadays, there's absolutely no way that could really be any sort of homosexual agenda.
Yeah. And the worst offender, what this guy says is the worst offender. "You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
See, I think you said it when we first tried recording this, but the two things come to mind when someone says, "Let's blow this thing." One, we're leaving. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's blow this joint, etc., etc. We're leaving. We're getting out of there. Two, we're gonna blow something the fuck up, and it's gonna be glorious.
Yeah. Speaking of blowing shit up, there was a video, and I will try to find it to send to you. I might even link it in the description. There was a video of a guy. He's got an M5, and he's shooting at, I think it's like 10 pounds of thermite. And he gets so close that when it finally goes off, you hear him say at the end of the video, "Oh shit, I think I blew off my leg." Anyway, this guy goes on to list a couple different Disney movies, but he ends this on what is probably the worst way to end this. And this is what makes Wild Bill think that this is
this has got to be a troll. There's no way this is real.
Yeah. The end quote is, "The good news is that if your child does turn gay, I found this movie that will introduce you to a gay converter that can hopefully save them." And then links a video from the Bruno movie.
Let that sink in. Bruno. For those of you who don't know what that is, I'm certain you have heard of it, and you just haven't seen the full movie. King of the castle, King of the castle, you do this, you do this.
To give you like a basic rundown of Bruno, imagine gay porn. Now make it gayer. No. Still gayer. You're almost at Bruno.
Shit. I was thinking of Borat, not Bruno. I mean, same concept pretty much, but Bruno is...
Same guy.
Oh, so gay.
Yeah. But personally, I'm not a huge fan of Sacha Baron Cohen's work. I didn't find either of the films super funny, but, lots of people find them funny. Anyway, yeah, that is how Star Wars will make your child gay. So we're going to have to wrap this episode up here.
One final note. I think I just actually figured out how Star Wars is going to make your child gay. So here's the thing. They spread this rumor saying, hey, this will make your child gay. Go watch this and it'll fix it. And that's actually what makes your child gay. Go watch Bruno. Boom. Nailed it.
Oh. Nailed it. Nailed it. Illuminati confirmed. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment with any other topics. Your topic might be seen or heard on the show, and you might even make it on as a guest. I'd like to thank Wild Bill for coming.
It was a pleasure to be here.
That's what she said. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and stay tuned for more hilariously off-topic discussion.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.